Why did I hit that? I don't remember hitting that. Yeah, so I figured, hey, it's 2022, first stream, how about a bit of Q&A? Why not doing that? Broken audio.
Is this microphone not working properly? Hello?
$70 on this freaking microphone, and sometimes it just goes. I had Wendy's. Okay. How is everyone today? Everyone had a good New Year's party? Good Christmas? Let's pop out this. How come it always does that? There we go. So, always good. Always good. Doing well. Well, better than I did for the past week. Well, it kind of started on Christmas Day and it went on to New Year's, and Christ almighty, that was not fun. Well, game's looking forward to the obvious Sonic Frontiers once we get it in the holiday season. That's a long time away. And again, November's out of the holiday season anyway. Bayonetta 3, hopefully. Not too sure what else really, because I look behind me. I got so many freaking games here. Half of them I have not even opened. You know? So there's all that. I'm currently jumping between Halo Infinite and Final Fantasy X, because I wanted to play replay Final Fantasy X, and I got a few days left on the Xbox Game Pass. So I'm playing Halo Infinite because, hey, it's a brand new game. I'm never going to get another chance to do this unless spending $60 and getting it. So there's that. But trying to do pre-play older games as well, because I got those projects working on. I'm still working on the All A rank Adventure 2, so that's still in the works. It's just getting time to actually play it. Could play it now for a stream, but I don't want to. I don't feel like it. You know, I know it needs doing, but I don't feel like it. My opinion on Void from Sonic Shuffle. I have not played Sonic Shuffle. I own Sonic Shuffle. I actually do own it. I have never played Sonic Shuffle. I don't particularly want to. Out of all the Sonic games that are available, like the main Sonic games, not the third-party ones on like obscure systems, Sonic Shuffle is the only Sonic game I have not played, and I don't really want to. Plus, it's better with multiplayer. You worked on New Year's. You're doing okay. I had work on New Year's as well. I didn't like it. I hated it. Hated it. Plus the store was dead. There's no point. Everyone's drunk or hungover. No one wants to come in during that time. I left early. There was nothing to do. No one was in. I left early. Not to mention, I'm going to mention this as well. On Christmas Day, I woke up with a very sore throat. Okay? Wasn't COVID. Okay? I don't have COVID. Didn't have COVID. Okay? It was the worst cold, or at least an influenza, I had in a long time. It started on Christmas, sore throat. During Christmas Day, I got a runny nose, you know, the usual drip, 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 sneeze, sneeze, sneeze. The next day, I was so freaking tired. Like, I took a lot of Dayquil, NyQuil, Dayquil, doesn't matter. A lot of cold meds the night before, didn't freaking work. I woke up just feeling so exhausted. And like an hour after I woke up, I passed out again for 2 hours. The day after, better but not good. Tuesday, better but not good. Wednesday, I did half a day. I was just so done having a cold. And now I'm better now. I'm surprisingly really tired. Past couple of days, I could just pass out any moment. I'm just feeling really tired. But today, finally, I'm feeling good. It's weird. You get used to being ill for so long, you forget what it's like to feel good. Oh, Favorite writer for Sonic stories? I don't know really. I like the story for Sonic Unleashed. I like, the stories from Adventure 1 to Unleashed. No disrespect to Ken Pontac and Warren Garth, but they can't write a Sonic story. Sonic Colors was acceptable because it was so new. Like, hey, we're a bit more comedic with this one. It had one tone, it had a theme for it, and it went for it. Lost Generations wasn't really much of a... Generations didn't have a story, okay? It had a theme connecting it, and that's all it had. It had a context. Lost World was a shit story. It was just peaks and valleys all the way through. Drama, comedy, drama, comedy. There was no tone, okay? And the end is like, oh, Eggman's back at the end. I did not like the story of Lost World. Forces was a better story. It was bad because it was missing a lot of pages. Like, chapters were skipped over. A lot of stakes were told but never actually showcased or mentioned later. And it just felt monotone. Just monotone with the story. But at least, there was a story. Ian Flynn, I pretty like his stories. He's pretty good at it. He actually knows what he's talking about because he's been with these characters for so long. So seeing what he does with Sonic in Sonic Frontiers will be interesting. Thoughts on Frontiers being pseudo open world. It depends what pseudo open world we're going to be talking about, because pseudo open world game I last played was Crash Twinsanity. That was open world, and it was still linear to a point of very limited exploration. It was very go here and you're done. It was going to be like that. It kind of does work because Crash Twinsanity still had that forefront of bits of a platformer, so here's a lot of platformer stuff between A and B to get all the way to the end, and you can still explore around and find gems for unlockable stuff and little hidden areas. If they do that with Sonic Frontiers, it'll be interesting. But again, I'm looking for people are expecting Breath of the Wild because that's the new big thing. You have to be like Breath of the Wild now. You can go straight to straight to the end when you just start the game. That's not a good idea because I still want to see this whole world they've explored. So I'd say go for more like the first Jak and Daxter game. That was still A to B. It still had a linear progression, but it still was a pseudo open world you can go travel back to here and there to collect the power orbs and the power cells and precursor orbs. So there was all that to do, but it still had, a linear progression. Like, here's your objectives, here's all the orbs leading into the next area, but you can still go off the beaten path if you would. So it was more like Jak and Daxter and less, and somewhat Crash Twinsanity, that pseudo open world. I think that would be better for Sonic than it would be, Breath of the Wild Skyrim open world. But if they actually do an open world game that is like Breath of the Wild, it'll be interesting to how the gameplay falls into it and how the combat, because it's going to have combat in it. Open world is how to describe it. I take it to mean the basic progression is linear. How you navigate the world and what you do between missions is not. Yeah, I assume that. Again, I'm hoping it's more like Jak and Daxter. The first Jak and Daxter, not the Lost Frontier. Even then, you could still have the biplane. Like, you rescued Tails would be the first one you rescue. You could have the biplane for quick travel across the zones. Have some better Sky Chase missions than Sonic Unleashed. Like, that's kind of one of the worst aspects. I know why people like it. I didn't like it. It's almost impossible to get an S rank of the damn things. Which I'm going to have to eventually do, aren't I? Yeah. Because that's always fun. On the Discord, I forgot to send this link. Yes, it's a fee fine. I can't remember what the freaking thing was. I'm subscribed to Review Tech USA. Rich of Review Tech USA, he did a review on this microphone. It's a budget microphone. It cost me $70 to get with the arm and everything, you know, the whole thing. And it has a little mic stand. I actually quite enjoy it. I had a previous microphone. I don't know where I put it. Yeah, I'm not digging down there. I got a lot of shit down there. And if you watch my playthrough on my SG Plays channel of Agent A, I used that microphone, the other microphone, for that playthrough, and it was terrible. It was a terrible microphone. It cost me $30, which is honestly a red flag, but it's a budget microphone. I thought, you know what, it'll be interesting. Let's give it a go. Is it good? No, it wasn't. It wasn't. So, oh, excuse me. My nose is itching. Why is my nose itchy every time? Every time I do a live stream, my nose itches. So I looked back at this one and thought I could get this. And $70, you know what? I'm getting it. Comes with the arm, comes with a stand. It's got a really long microphone. I can hook this up. It was a good deal. It was a fantastic deal. I love this one. I've been using it for the past 6 months now. So yeah. When I think of a Sonic in an open world, my thinking is that the gameplay of the Incredible Hulk, Ultimate Destruction, and the Prototype games. I have not played either of them, so I don't get the frame of reference. I know the open world aspect. As a lot of open world games, people say you really should play this. It's really fun. I've not played a lot of them. Some open world games I rarely get into. Like Assassin's Creed, probably the last open world game I played besides Breath of the Wild. So that's everyone's major frame of reference because that's the last game that did open world good. Because other games seem to... Are those pricks still launching fireworks? It's been 3 days now. Enough fireworks. What's it talking about? So, open world games, yeah. Yeah, Assassin's Creed even was kind of linear in some regards, but it still had an open world aspect. My favorite Assassin's Creed is still Brotherhood. I couldn't get into Black Flag. I really couldn't. And that's considered the best one. Wasn't a fan of the Unleashed Sky Chase either. What's my idea of a perfect Sonic crossover? It has to one that has to share similar gaming philosophies, really. A lot of people say it could cross over with Mario. It's just like... Mario's not really speed focused. A lot of people make it into a speed game. Like, Christ, you people are insane when it comes to speedruns. But yeah, the gameplay doesn't really match Mario. As far as crossovers go, it could just... Apparently Sonic got a lot of crossovers last year. Monster Hunter, there's Cookie Rush. Yeah, I can't really think of one, really. Again, it's not really... When you're trying to think of crossovers, a lot of people go straight to the gameplay. But usually it's just the icons themselves that cross over. That's why Mario and Sonic at Olympic Games seem like a good neutral ground. Even though Sonic is fast and Mario isn't, even though Mario can jump higher. Yeah, Mario can jump, Sonic can run. But yeah, I can't really think of one other than just like generic party stuff or casual stuff. What we mean is the idea of moveset and navigation, feature Wolverine charging your jumps, dashing, gliding in the air, sort of thing. Living across buildings and tons of verticality. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of verticality would be included. Right now, what we see of the game, including the that showcase on the Japanese Twitter website, it shows a lot of architecture and a lot of open plains. So yeah, I can imagine there will be a lot of verticality. Yeah, I mean, there's even Breath of the Wild of verticality, and that's not really a game you'd think would have it. Like, I tried doing game design once when I was in a university course. I really did. I even paid for it, but I just flunked. I really flunked. Like, I could have dedicated more time to it, but it's just like I didn't understand it. It's like, you did the test. Alright, where's the results? Oh, you had to retake the test because you failed it. It's like, god damn it. Fine, I'll do this over, I'll do this and this. They gave me all this stuff, and I wasted like £1,000 on that fucking thing. I could have been a game designer. I really could. I really fucking could. It's like, that's those 8, 9 years ago now. I fucked that up. One thing always about the Frontiers is that open zone would need to be huge because it's on a small scale. Since Sonic runs fast, it wouldn't work much, at least in what I figured. Yeah, that's the problem. I mean, Breath of the Wild is huge. You can definitely run across that. Like, if you place the actual moveset of Sonic, say, Sonic Lost World, take the moveset of Sonic Lost World and put that in Breath of the Wild. Think about all this. Mostly, it's going to need some obstacles. It's going to need some ideas placed in there, so the actual traversing doesn't feel boring. Sonic's movement and movement across the land has to feel engaging. Like, it has to have those encounters. That's why, like, Fallout 3 and Breath of the Wild had those random encounters of enemies and the Blood Moon and even like certain treasures. It's like a small little thing to distract you to go off the beaten path. It's like, oh, I can investigate this rundown town, or there's a cave over there, I can look at that. So, it's like, even though Sonic would run fast, I don't think it'll be that fast. Like, Sonic has always had a capped speed to a point where he still had enough control. Like, Sonic Adventure was probably the fastest he ran without the boost. Even in Sonic Unleashed, he still had a bit of a cap. Even if he fully leveled up, he still had a cap speed. And that would be beneficial to actually have. You still move fast and feel like you're getting somewhere, but it doesn't have to be the point where it's all you do. Have you heard of the DSP Gaming? Yeah, I've heard of him. I don't really watch him. I just know all the bullshit he's been putting out. You know, against Keemstar, him getting caught jerking off. He's just not self-aware of what he's saying half the time. Like, if he saw someone else doing what he did, he'll call a guy out, but he doesn't really that self-aware enough. It was mentioned in an interview for Adventure that he had to make the stages several miles long with a normal size level, so I could finish them so quickly to leave no impression on you. That's in a minute sometimes. Yeah, that's one of the biggest problems with Forces. The levels are too short, especially for Sonic. The Avatar stages were pretty decently long, and so were the classic ones. Except the Fortress stage, because that was a auto scroller. Because they were fun. Auto scrollers in a Sonic game are always fun. Only a couple of them were actually fun because there wasn't a philosophy of game design of Sonic yet. And there was one in Sonic 8-bit, but then again, Sonic 8-bit was more about exploration and methodical platforming. It was actual speed. You can go fast, but it wasn't that. Next question: favorite Sega console? Master System. Always nostalgic childhood. I'm very biased with the Sega Master System. I love that console. Was the controller pretty much looking like a black version of the NES controller with a square D-pad? Yes. Was a pause button on the console? Yes. Was a lot of the actual games that Sega first party made? Yes. Did Nintendo have a monopoly on all the other game companies because they wanted exclusivity and not have a second game crash like they did in America in 1983? Yes. But I still liked it. It still had a lot of imagination. Like, even games you wouldn't think were actually good, like Tom and Jerry the movie, the game, was surprisingly good. I love that console. Even Asterix, a game based on a French comic graphic novel, was good. And like Wonder Boy, The Dragon's Trap, that was a Master System game. And that was surprisingly big for a Master System game. I think that the verticality gimmick was actually implemented, that Sonic Lost World Powercon mechanic will be essential. If it did, it would have been interesting to have. The problem with Sonic Lost, with the parkour gimmick in Sonic Lost World, it wasn't a main focus. They marketed it, but it wasn't focused. They focused on everything else. They focused on the running, they focused on the wisps and the level design, but really actually taking account that it only rarely was the parkour needed, and even then, but considering it wasn't really implemented enough up until, say, Frozen Factory Act 1, where you desperately needed to learn how to sidestep on the wall and spin dash across the wall to actually finish the goddamn level. And even later on, in Red Mountain, you need to actually learn how to wall run and jump between them to get across the lava area. Oh wait, you don't have to. There's a green wisp right freaking there. The wisps were not necessary for the game. It could have been just be focused on the parkour and the verticality and its tube-based level design and all the gravity stuff. That would have been it. But no, let's include the wisps because they were a big hit the last time. If you could design the perfect Chao Garden, what would I do with it? Well, first of all, copy everything you have in Adventure 2 because that was the quintessential of what it was. You had several gardens, you had several evolutions of the Chao, you had the light, hero, and normal, light, hero, dark, and normal Chao evolutions. You had on top of that different specific ability evolutions. So you get a hero Chao normal, it's just bigger twin peaks. Like, I don't know. I don't want to call them the peaks. I don't know what else to call them. The tips on the head. Instead of just two little ones, you get two big ones when you evolve. But if you actually focus on the fly ability, they actually get two little feathers come on top of their head and a one white peak. So there was so many varieties on top of that. You could evolve the Chao. You can breed the Chao. You can teach it stuff. You can send in races and karate. There was a lot to do with the Chao Garden Adventure 2. Just refine that. There was a lot, like do a better marketplace, do better online multiplayer with that. Actually, more evolutions of Chao. That's all you need to do. And most of all, actually have our avatars maybe, because I'm still focused on the avatar system. I still want the avatar system to actually exist in future games. Like, have us raise our own goddamn Chao. Or even then, just make it a mobile game. Have all the evolution stuff and all the gardens and that, but it's more personally interaction, like with Nintendogs or even the Chao Garden from Sega Superstars. Yeah, it was. That's probably the reason why. Nintendo wasn't really that big until the Super Nintendo and Nintendo 64. Sega had a much bigger, strong impact in Europe. Are there Sonic games that you owned but never played besides Shuffle? Yeah, just Shuffle. I mean, there's plenty of other games. I don't actually own a lot of other Sonic games that I can't play. Not that I haven't, it's just that I can't. I own Sonic the Hedgehog's Game World for the Sega Pico. I actually own this. Okay? This. I actually own this. I can't play this because I don't own a Pico. So if I haven't, I just can't. Not to mention, I have the Sonic X Leapster, Sonic the Hedgehog, Leapfrog Digi. I have a bunch of Game Gear games that I can't quite play, but it's emulation, I guess. What else? There was another one. Fuck. There was another one. What the hell was it? I'm pretty sure it was a Japanese one. I can't remember. But yeah, that's what. Those are probably. Maybe perhaps Shuffle's the only one. I've tried Battle. I haven't finished it. I got bored with it. I got like maybe an hour into Sonic's story and just kind of gave up. So there's that. thoughts on Sonic Extreme? I know it was cancelled and whatnot, but from the footage I've seen, it looked horrendous. Yeah. I mean, at the time, I guess the fisheye lens and the whole going into and out of the player's perspective was intuitive, I guess. But it wasn't really like evolution, so to say. It wasn't extreme enough. The previous renditions of the game, like Sonic Mars or Sonic Saturn, where one of them actually used the Knights engine, and it looked pretty impressive. Like, it was a full-on 3D Sonic game. But because Yuji Naka was very protective of the Knights engine, saying, if you don't stop this, I'm going to just fire you, and the whole project will be canned. Like, god damn it, Yuji. Please, copy this Naka. It could have been good, but we don't know. But we've got fan recreations of doing it, and it doesn't look interesting. I wouldn't say horrendous. Just like there's nothing new about it. It's again, we don't have all the information. We just know that maybe some people almost freaking died trying to make the game, and in the end, their efforts were in complete vain. Doesn't really have to be the same mechanics as Lost World, but the concept seems to be quite essential. Yeah, pretty much. Marcel, I like pizza. I had pizza yesterday. It was my son's birthday. He's 3 years old. He likes pizza. And we had some cake. He had a lot of toys. Paw Patrol. A lot of Paw Patrol stuff. Christ. I'm sick of Paw Patrol. Maybe hindsight, I personally would have directed them to make an evolution of 2D games, like add boost and jump ball mechanics before Rush rather than something like Extreme. I guess it depends what Sega was actually putting them onto. Really, because a lot. I guess they had their own vision. Sega had their vision of what this 3D Sonic game could have been, or what they could push to make a 3D Sonic game. The best we had was Sonic 3D Blast, and that's about it. I guess the evolution of a 2D game like we have with Mania would have been more ideal. But again, everyone was jumping to 3D. So it's not really in hindsight, it would have been a lot more ideal, yes. But at the time, everything was just pushing 3D. Everything had to be 3D. You're pushing the new technology forward, and we had to make it look good. Wasn't meant to play good, not actually sound good, just look good. Because back then, through the 16 to 32-bit era, it didn't matter whether or not your game sucked, just how many polygons can you actually move on a screen without it slowing down. Then we had games that come out like Final Fantasy VII that showcase that, hey, you don't need all these fancy graphics, even though they freaking did. You look back on Final Fantasy VII on its gameplay, it was so flashy, whooshy, look at all these special effects. It had all that during its battle sequences. A lot, including the CGI cutscenes, which really have not dated very well. It was focused on a lot of graphical content, but it had a story, and that was the main focus. It pushed that story so hard that the actual presentation with the blocky Lego characters that were represented didn't really matter, because we were so invested in it. That showcased like, hey, you don't need flashy graphics to showcase a game. Sonic and a relationship. My thoughts. No. Like, even though my headcanon is Sonic and Blaze, because they seem to fit very well to each other. They have an understanding. They enjoy each other's company. Like, she's stoic, he isn't. She thinks, he jumps. Fire and wind. There's a lot of conflicting personality there, but there's also a lot of common ground that they can rely on each other. That's why I like that pairing. But in reality, Sonic is not someone to actually settle down, to be in a relationship. He's not someone to stay still. He's very impulsive. He always is looking forward to the next thrill, and very rarely does he actually sit down and relax. Usually in a taunting way, like, I know this is going to happen, so let me get a bit of shut-eye before something happens. He's not one to find love. He's a thrill seeker. He has that adrenaline rush. He all is jittery. He needs something to keep him going. He had to stop, stay still, and just think, because that's not in his nature. Yeah. But again, my headcanon wants to suggest that, hey, he's not looking, he doesn't want to settle down with, say, like Amy or Sally because they want him to stop and stay with them. He's not stopping for love, he's looking for his own love. He's looking for someone he knows he can trust to let him be who he is. That makes more sense to me. But then again, I'm just a fanboy with his own headcanon. Sonic isn't really one for settling down, even though my mind would say otherwise. If you could erase any Sonic game from existence, which would it be? Rise of Lyric. Obvious one, Sonic 06, but I wouldn't actually erase it. There's certain games, there are games in history where you need to fail, okay? Because you did wrong, here's a mistake, right the wrongs, all right? Next game, do better. Sonic 06, we got Sonic Unleashed. Sonic Boom, I wouldn't erase it. I wouldn't. I mean, there's certain games I would rather not play and just look back and go, hey, we didn't need this. Like, we didn't need Secret Rings. Or at least we didn't need its gameplay style. Oh, we didn't need maybe Sonic Chronicles. Like, Sonic RPG is really good, but did we really need it? I don't think we needed Sonic Chronicles. Where is it? Sonic Free Riders. We didn't need a game like that. Like, the idea is there, but it didn't have to be Sonic. It could have been anything else. Could you remake it? Would you go back and remake it to actually fix the problems? Yeah, but it would actually make it a better game. You'll still do mistakes of maybe we should have done better. There's always be we could have done better. And that's the point with certain gaming history, you always could do better. And that's why the next game has to be better. A lot of Capcom games from the 5th gen, ironically, you look back upon more fondly than many others because they stuck with 2D, which was the most comfortable at the time. Yeah. Street Fighter, Mega Man, it's actually they kind of overdid it with Mega Man. X5 and X6 were completely unnecessary. And even when it went to the 6th gen with Mega Man X7, X8, you didn't really need to go do the 3D aspect, but they went with a 2.5D aspect. Oh, God, one fucking nose, Christ! I am stretching my nose like every 3 seconds. But even then, they still weren't afraid to push certain aspects into 3D, like Resident Evil. They're like, hey, we still use 2D backdrops, but the 3D aspect can still work. There was another 3D game they did. What was it? On the PlayStation. What the hell was it? Wasn't Resident Evil? Was it what? Well, Resident Evil was Dino Crisis. That they pushed a lot of stuff on Dino Crisis. Dino Crisis 2 decided to take a step back and go, let's make it a bit more fun and less survival horror. Is it weird that despite Sonic and the other characters don't have muscles, it seems like strong characters now can punch fake Sonic forces? They were more, think of it like in terms of Power Rangers, they're more athletic than they are powerful. Like Big has muscles, Vector muscles, Storm. I would say Omega, but he's a freaking robot. Like if you put muscles on the character, would that be a good idea? Does it look like a good design? Like you think it more as a athlete, really. Yeah, noodle arms, but it's part of the character's design. An idea for an upcoming video would be like something analyzing Sonic's fan base. I'm kind of working on script like that, honestly. I won't say what's in it, but I just put a note down saying I'm working on something like it. Actually, I got plenty of projects that need. I got like 4 videos upcoming that need to be done. They're mostly, well, 1/3 done. So that's something to look forward to. I keep saying I got something to look forward to. I don't actually put anything out. Just the one video. I did 2 videos last year, and that's it. Majority was just live streams and item boxes. And even then, I got item boxes that are not exactly, on schedule because I don't really have a schedule. And that's one of the things I need to do this year is have a freaking schedule. I'm trying to do recordings on specific days and actually have videos for during the weekdays. I'm trying to do live streams every Monday. Like I told somebody else today, do a live stream today. Doesn't matter what you do a live stream today. I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't know I was going to do some drawing or play a game or do a vlog. I thought, a vlog would be interesting. It's better. It's a Q&A. You can actually talk to your audience. It'll be more better that way, more beneficial. But I'm trying to get like 1 video done a month, if that. But it's just actually having the videos and questions done so I can actually put out content this year. 2022 has to be the year of my content. I'm not too sure what I'm going to do for a Summer Sonic team this year. Last year was more personal because of the 30th anniversary, but I'll work on something. Oh yeah, Summer Sonic team. Like I forgot I did those 8 videos as well. There'll be 10 videos last year. 10, constructed, scripted videos. But I'll have something. I'm still got an editor. I'm still working with him on getting the video out. But yeah. I find it frustrating how the Sega Saturn and a lack of a Sonic on the system turned out when it could have been so much more different and better decision making. The Saturn was a rush job. It was pushed out way too early. And I think there was also, what was it? Walmart refused to even stock them as well. I think it was a falling out between Sega and Walmart. So a lot of that kind of reach wasn't there. It underperformed because not a lot of people could actually get their hands on one, especially those who were Sega fans from the Genesis. They were still pushing out add-ons for the Sega Genesis at the time. They were still pushing their 32X and the 32X CD games. And like, why are we probably doing this? The Saturn's coming out in a few months. And it was very difficult to develop for as well. They had a very proprietary system development put forward. That's why the certain games didn't really sell well. They didn't really get made and were really hard to port over. They get certain games on PlayStation because it was easy to develop for, because it's just on a normal CD system. They say, oh, black CDs are really hard to crack. Like, no, they're just black. That's it. There was nothing special about a PlayStation CD. It's just black. That is it. And okay, I talk too much sometimes. Which is weird. When you meet me in person, I don't talk much. Unless we have something to talk about. And like, even though you had a Saturn port of Resident Evil and a Saturn port of Tomb Raider, no of the games in the franchise came out for that because Saturn was dying so badly. Like, certain games were pretty much very console pushers. Like, you had a port of Sonic 3D, wasn't really that much, but yeah, you had Croc on the Saturn as well. Think about that for a second. Croc Legend of the Gobos was only on the Sega Saturn and the PlayStation, not Nintendo. If you know the history behind the developers of Croc, you know why that is such a fuck you to Nintendo. And yeah, it was a failed system at the gate. It really was. It started at the launch, the fucking bell rang, and it fell face first. It wasn't a good. Was it a good console? That's debatable, but it was a failed system. Seeing the last video had a lot of inspiration from Kadiku's video. I think it worked well for you. I think continuing that format is a deal for Joe. Yes, I got a lot. It's a thing about my channel. I rarely have a theme. I thought at the time, like, let me try and do nostalgia trick in AVGN when I started doing the videos. 50-50. Then I started trying to do a bit more pro Jared. Let's go for the entire game and talk about it. Not really my thing. I did it for one video, and that was the Sonic and the Black Knight review. I thought I did pretty well on that, but it was kind of exhausting to do. And I finally settled on, let's try and do a game trailers, IGN. Let's go by story, then gameplay, then presentation. Let's try and segment these reviews and give an overarching theme. And that was from Sonic Lost World to I think just before ABGN. That was the last Patreon review, and that was it. And I kind of focused on that. Then I had all those videos. I had Blue Blur, the Tutorials, which is now Sonicguru. So I'm kind of focusing on that now. So like this year alone, last year, sorry, I did no game reviews other than the Summer Sonic review on Sonic Pocket Adventure. There was no game reviews because I stopped doing them. I thought, you know what? My Sonicguru Productions is just talking about Sonic. So Tutorial is now Sonicguru. If I want to do a game review, I'll do a game review if I want to. But other than that, I want to talk about Sonic stuff. That's why I did the Metal Sonic video. That's why I did the getting every S rank in Sonic Generations. It was something I wanted to do. It's just not a game review because I'm not having fun with game reviews anymore. And I was looking at Kadikus's videos and I noticed how he changes format from a singular talking about a game to these compilations, hour-long compilations of various games in a genre. Every skateboard game, every Pixar game. It's like let me see what I can do with that. And I thought, you know what, there's Platinum video. I thought, let's do that, but not kill myself trying to get everything done in one video for an hour and a half long. No, let's just focus on one game and see how it goes. And I thought that was fun. I enjoyed doing that. It was a pain in the ass to get the S ranks, believe me. It's a pain in the ass to try and get the S ranks and A ranks in other games. It will be. I'm not going to do every game, no. I'm just further announcement for this, I am not doing Secret Rings, I'm not doing Black Knight. Okay? Not doing that. But yeah, the inspiration from Kadikus is like, he had an idea to actually change his style. I thought, let me try and change my style similar to his and see how it works. And I thought, yeah, I had fun with this. And in future videos, you're going to see this. Especially like early on, like I said, with the Knuckles robot video, I like talking about Sonic more than talking about the actual game in front. I like to talk about talking about Sonic games, talking about what's in the games, and the Sonic lore. I enjoy that more than just sitting down and being a journalist talking about a video game. Even though I enjoy playing video games, I can enjoy talking about certain aspects. It's not really, something I want to pursue on that, especially for the future of this channel. So that was a decision. I thought I was going to stop doing game reviews, and I'm better for it. Yeah, I didn't do much last year because, hey, I got 2 kids that need more attention than my channel. But as long as I keep certain aspects of the channel going, like these live streams and the item box still talking about Sonic, and still get some form of scripted video out there, it would be better for me. Besides being ill and besides hating my freaking day job, I'm better for it. I feel better than trying to get something out every single freaking week, or in some cases every single day, because that's what the YouTube wants from most of the creators. I've ranted on too long. But yeah, I'm gonna try and continue this, compilation. Let's talk about aspects of games rather than go on about a whole one game for no reason. My voice is starting to go a little bit. Have you heard of Buck Bumble? I think I have. The closest thing I have to Buck Bumble is the game Zapper, which I was given for free when I bought another game. I don't know why I ranted so long about, not really rant, just talking about my channel, because I really wanted to change it. Like, even then, I'm still got ideas for non-Sonic stuff. Like, even though it's majority of Sonic on my channel, there's still stuff I like to talk about that's not Sonic. Another idea would be analyzing Sonic ships, discussing which ones are more likely and which ones aren't, maybe using that tier list you posted on Twitter about ships. Here's the thing though. I can't really analyze certain ships because I don't like them because they don't make sense to me. I mean, that could be the analyze part, but I don't really want to give attention to it because I'll just rant. It'll be a very biased video. Like, I'll go gush over Sonic and Blaze. I'll just how much I adore how Silver Amy and Shad Sally and Tails and Marine would actually be a much better canonical than anything else. Even Tails Wave makes sense to me. But I'll have to give attention to Silver and Blaze, which is a ship that does not make any sense. Because there's no, romantic relationship in between them. There is no romance. People say there is, like, oh, she's here, that's what I liked about you. It's like, I like my friends. I have a friend in the UK I've known since 1998. Okay? I've known him for half my life. I like him. I love him. Is that romantic interest? No, it isn't. There are certain females I like as well, even love. But am I romantically attracted to him? No. It doesn't work like that. You can't just force these two characters together because, hey, in one part in this one game that is no longer technically canon, oh, they had a relationship. Yeah, I also mentioned Shadow and Sally, but even then, their relationship was kind of forced upon, and it was more a business strategy in the comics for the 40 Years Later saga. But I'm talking about certain games, like people ship certain characters together because they have more in common because they look cute together. Like, do you really want to do that? They look cute together. A lot of people seem to pair. What were the characters? Like, I've seen people like pair Sonic and Vanilla together. Like, I'm okay with that pairing. It's just it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense from a logical standpoint. But why would Sonic, a 16-year-old, get with a 35-year-old rabbit? A mother of one. That doesn't make sense. I mean, in certain aspects of the internet and certain aspects of life, it makes sense, and it can happen, and it has happened. We've had like people like Hugh Hefner married to someone who's 40 years his junior. The analytical video will be very biased towards those I like and very negatively aspecting those I hate. You freaking cat, you made me jump. Have I played a Little Big Planet games? I have not. No, I might have actually. My wife had Little Big Planet free on the PS4 for a while she had PlayStation Plus. You can't play it anymore because apparently, even though you downloaded a free game while on PlayStation Plus, you need PlayStation Plus to continue to play it even though it was a free game to download. How is it that Xbox is the only one who got this freaking right? Even Epic Game Store got it right. Speaking of which, I need to check that later for a free game. I played it for a bit. It didn't really grasp me. I mean, a lot of people, I know the third one, you can make a lot of games within a game. But as far as the platforming goes, I didn't really care for it. It was just generic. I don't get the appeal of the Little Big Planet games. This seems like a very generic platformer with some creativity pushed in. But if the creativity is the only aspect you have, that it's not really grasping me because I suck as a game creator with creation tools. Like, even though it's like very easy to learn, like even Mario Maker, I might have made a couple levels in Mario Maker, the first one on Wii U. I don't know, I lack the imagination when it comes to creating levels and worlds. Like, I'm good at creating certain laws, I'm good at creating characters because I'm an artist, but when it comes to actual level creation and game creation, I suck. I got no imagination. Just do one line, there you go, run to the end, have fun. Sackboy Big Adventure, that's the PS5 game, yep. I don't have a PS5. On my shelf right now here is a 360, a Wii U, a Xbox One, a Switch, and a PS4. And I got a PS3 in the living room because I need a Blu-ray player there. That is it. Oh, and the DS and 3DS are behind me as well. That's it. That's all the consoles I have. Not to mention a phone for certain mobile games, but that's it. Go away. It's hard to get a PS5. It's hard to get an Xbox Series X. I want an Xbox Series X just for the sole purpose of playing Sonic Unleashed Generations with an uncapped freaking frame rate. It's on PS4 as well. I have not, other than Little Big Planet 3 for maybe like 30 minutes, I have not played any, I have not experienced the full experience of Little Big Planet. I'm not interested in Little Big Planet. There's a lot of games that would say, oh, it's great, you'll really enjoy this, it's really fun. Like, people say Skyrim is a great game. It's been ported many times. Many, many times. And I don't care. I really do not care about Skyrim. At all. It isn't. I tried for maybe like an hour or so, and I just could not get into it. Like, yeah, that was my own stupid idea to actually, hey, I mean, I can try and fight this giant. Flew into the egg, you know, the classic gag. And that was it. And I thought, you know, fuck this. I'm just not having fun. I'm going to go back to Fallout, which is technically the same game, just with futuristic weapons and a dystopian nuclear Fallout. But I enjoy Fallout more than Skyrim. I don't know why. I just do. Been going for a while now. Oh, wrong hole. Not a good thing. God damn it. Don't try and breathe in at the same time you're trying to take a drink. Ow. Anyway, I think I'll end the stream here. Alright, there's one thing to note about Generation 60 FPS. Certain things sadly seem to be bugged at a certain rate. Like alternative path in modern chemical plant breaks at 50 Hz, doesn't work out. Yeah, there are certain aspects of games when you actually it's like when I played the fixed classic Sonic in Forces. It didn't feel right. Like, it played like Generations, but it didn't feel right. Like, you come accustomed to watch how the game plays with classic Sonic and Forces. So when we play the Generations version, the game design doesn't really work with how the level works. Does that make sense? That's kind of the same thing. It works for this because it was designed for it. But anyway, I'll be ending the stream here. So, thank you all so much for watching. As always, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to follow me on Twitter, at Sonicguru_Dan. You can support the channel over on Patreon for $1 a month, and it really helps out with the production of this channel. So again, thank you all so much for watching, and I shall see you all next time.